My film is Giggino, Bello. This is the Italian title, and it's in competition in the students' film. I'm Victoria, and I work in the animation field. I have studied in Italy and in France, and now I'm trying really to work in this field. I'm here because one of my films, my graduation film in France, was selected in the festival, and also to make encounters and see new films from the animation world. Yeah. My film is Giggino, Bello. This is the Italian title, and it's in competition in the students' film. It's the story of an old criminal who lives in a cellar with his grandson. And as the child grows up, they live in hiding from the police. He realizes that he can't keep him in hiding all his life because he's almost a prisoner. And so he has this conflict. He has to decide whether to keep him with him for his selfish pleasure, or to let him go and live his life, and he will decide in the end. I was thinking about the condition of being an old criminal, of having been all your life an outlaw, and I was thinking, if you've been like that, what is it that could melt your heart if you've become so cynical? And I thought, a tiny child, you begin to care about it, and what do you do when your principles clash with your feelings? Something clicks in the mind of the criminal. He thinks, he's got nothing to lose anymore. His life is in hiding anyway, whether he is shut up in a cellar or whether he's in a prison cell. He will always be in hiding, or not in society. So what he thinks is, I must do this for my grandson. And as he does it, he realizes that he's doing it for himself as well. And in some way, he opens to a new life as well. I was thinking how hard it must be for a parent when kids leave, and I felt it on the older people around me, and I imagined what it's like. I've had the experience from my parents, but also other people who cared for me when I was a child, and then I live my own life, so you move on. So the technique is clay animation, but it's not plasticine, it's real earth. So it had to be wet and soft all the time. So every shot had to be done in quite a short time. You couldn't think twice because the clay would dry and crack, or the character wouldn't work anymore, and often it used to break down. So the technique was quite difficult. It wasn't complicated, but it was hard because you had to perform very well and quickly. So I was also learning stop motion as I went along, and it was a great process to be in contact with the actual substance, the earth, and also to learn the technique. So I have experimented with various techniques, and I come from 2D based. I've done 2D and stop motion, and that's I try experimenting between the two, all cut out and things, but mainly 2D and stop motion. Yeah. Yes, I have a new project. I'm doing my best to make it set off, but it's taking time, so I'm trying not to be too rushed. It's a longer film. It's about half an hour long, and it's more of a documentary. So it's a documentary in animation. No, I like working in a team. I'm working with a scriptwriter, and I have worked with a kind of art director. And then the idea would be to create a team and then work together on the animation. I really like the festival. The Animateka festival is very lively, very warm, very interesting. The interviews are very interesting with the authors in the morning. The questions that are asked are very stimulating and inspiring, and the actual screenings are always good. So yes, it's a very positive experience. I think I will remember the atmosphere of the festival very well because it's so warm and welcoming, and there's a real feel of the love of animation, and I think I'll remember Kinodvor as a location and the people I met there, and yes, I think this is what I'll take.